in church, there are a lot of things that people will encounter in church that will make them want to stay out. Like insults, you get it almost all the time. Imagine being an usher in church and you're serving and someone is coming. You know way well that you're older than this person. You know, even if it's money, you know that this guy does not have nothing. And you now give the person sit, please. And you're even welcoming. Hello, welcome, sir. Welcome. Someone you know that's the senior. You can't call him sir on top. Please sit. No, I'm not sitting. I need fan.
Kyle.
You know your house, you don't have fan. There's no light. You can't pay NEPA bill. You can't pay NEPA bill. It's not all of that.
In church, everybody is a professional. So somebody can come and say, no, why should we? No? And this person in question does not have any clue. Does not have any clue, does not understand why this thing should be in this place, why this thing should be in this place. Everybody just brings their opinion. Whether good or bad. No, I think we should do it like this. No, I think we should. This thing is not even nice. Why did they even keep it here? You know, I believe that people should know the place where they should contribute, the area where they should contribute. If it's not your area of specialty, don't contribute.
What motivated you to serve God?
I entered into service ignorantly. I wouldn't say that I really knew the reason why I was serving, sincerely. There was no reason. I was just enjoying service.
Wow.
I was just enjoying to the point where I got to the understanding on why someone should serve and why they should not serve. For me, I was just serving. So I grew into serving and I now grew into knowing why I should serve better.
Your passion and zeal to serve God can attract people to you. But you see, you have to bring in leadership to it so that when these people come to you, they will have something to go back with. See, that's how a guy told me he has not gone to church for 9 months. We were just walking. And then by the time we were walking, talking, interacting, while the work was still going on, he said, sir, I just like you. I just like the way you do things. I just like the way you model your, He said, I've not gone to church yet because of you. I want to go to church.
Like, wow.
And guess what? That guy came to church.
Influence, yeah.
When he came to church that day, he called me. He said, I'm in church, oh. Church sweet today, die. He said, come outside, man, see you. He said, come, I need to buy you chill drink. Church sweet.
Yes.
I was so excited. There's one thing I've noticed about church. When church want to upgrade, they look for somebody that is good. If they have to pay the person, they will pay.
They will leave you.
I'm saying that if you refuse to upgrade, you might just be there. You have been working with the analog mixer all this while. I tell you, when the church decide to use a digital mixer, they will go and look for some because they don't want to spoil the mixer they spend so much money to get. They will look for somebody even if they have to pay. But imagine that while you were using the analog, you were also upgrading, upping your game. By the time the digital comes, in fact, you are the one that will give them specification. No, don't get this, get this.
And I did not go to one of the best schools, I would say, apart from University of Calabar, that that one you go to mix up with other people. So my life has been molded around the church. If not that the church has given us the opportunity to, exercise all the giftings we have. Where else would have we gotten them from? So I look at it from my business. I look at my communication skills. I don't know how to respond to you on chat that you cannot buy from me. It's a lie. You just have to buy. Let's say just maybe you drop the chat and you not respond. So people already comment on that, and I know that is a specialty that I have. I did not learn it from anywhere. It was from my fellowship Feka. Sincerely, if you're a young person, you've not had the privilege of serving in the church, find one. Don't be that backbencher let me not use the word backbencher. Don't be that person that's warm church seats. You come to church, just touch the seat and see if it's
you just
sit down. After church, you move out, take selfies and go. It will not help you. Join a unit where things are happening. Join a unit where somebody will tell you, I learned how to mop in church. As simple as that. I'm from a home that my mom, we are much. So before responsibility even reach you, you might be very lazy without knowing. So it was in church. Someone will tell you, pick mop from here to this point. As simple as that. Most of us even learned how to cook in church.
Hello, welcome to Question No Podcast, a segment of podcast that we question everything about the church, the African community, and families. It's so good to have you join us here today on this segment of podcast. And today is going to be explosive, a smooth ride today because the guys I have today, as I said, they are powers and principalities.
Okay.
Okay, all right. So, they say ladies first, so I'll allow them introduce themselves as we take the ride on this podcast. Please, ma'am, may we meet you?
My name is Mary Jaffet, and I think any other thing you need to know about me?
Basically, what do you do?
Okay, I sew, I cook. I'm a god chaser. That's why I'm here.
Yeah, she cook, especially ekpang koko, if you're familiar with the Akwa Ibom delicacy. All right, sir, may we meet you?
My name is Emmanuel Isaiah. I'm the director of Edilect Engineering Services, and I'm a lover of God.
Wow, lovers of God here. All right, and I'm your host, Ubong Johnny. And today we have the topic, does serving in church really worth it? Does serving in church really worth it? Today, in today's environment, in today's society, the church is an institution that the Christian belong. Of course, we know already. And we want to know if serving in church really worth it. Does going to church every now and then? In those days, we work every Saturday to clean church. We do every now. In fact, Monday was children choir. Tuesday was main choir. Wednesday was midweek service. Thursday, in fact, throughout the week, you were in church and you were tagged church boy. They started calling you pastor, the very young pastor and the rest of it. So we really want to know, does serving in church worth it? All right, let me bring it straight. No beating about the bush. Simano.
Yeah.
Does serving in church worth it?
It's worth it. There's so much to gain. There's so much to gain serving in church.
Well, what is the word? Can we explore serving or service, as the case may be?
Okay, service is selfless first. It's something that you do out of love. You do when you're not commanded, when you're not forced. If you're being forced to serve God, it means that you're doing eye service. You're doing it out from the wrong motive. Because if you must serve God, if you must serve in church, you must serve with that mentality that you are doing it unto God and not to men. And if you're doing it in that light, then you don't need to be supervised. You're not doing it because when somebody is watching
you.
So there are sometimes you can see something wrong and you just go and tackle it. You just go and arrange it. Go and do it. You see something in a place that is not supposed to be, you just go and do it. You don't wait until somebody asks you to go and do it. You understand? You just observe. That's true service. That you see and you locate a need and do all you can to see that you meet that need. That's service. Wow. So whichever department, whichever unit you may be in your local church, you just locate a need and you go for it and you ensure that you meet that need. That's service.
Amazing. All right, let me come to you, Ma. During your course of service, I know you have a lot. If we are supposed to write down your CV in service, you have a lot of them. What has been the challenges that workers or people who serve in church encounter? Or do you want to share with yours some challenges that almost weighed you down, but you stood strong?
Okay, so I would say that serving in church is very taxing. Because, most times it's just in the modern day that we can have church employ people and pay.
Yeah.
But before, in fact, 80% of the people that works in church are not paid. So it's, one thing about working in a place where you're not paid and you're not at liberty to, to go extra mile to maybe, I'm trying to put in the point where maybe in church, you meet a lot of people. My pastor will always say that church is like a hospital where you meet the people that are mad, then they're trying to recover. The ones that will stay in the hospital for 1 year, all the drugs they are giving to them they're not responsive to it. So, in that scenario, you meet people that have stayed and you believe that these people might have recovered, but they are not knowing to you unknowingly that they have not recovered. And those people get to step on your toes. And this work you are doing, you're not being paid. And you cannot start fighting. If you start fighting in the church, they'll be like, oh, this and that and all of that. So, but in church, there are a lot of things that people will encounter in church that will make them want to stay out. Like insults, you get it almost all the time. Imagine being an usher in church and you're serving and someone is coming. You know way well that you're older than this person. Even if it's money, you know that this guy does not have nothing. And you now give the person, sit, please. And you're even welcoming. Hello, welcome, sir. Welcome. Someone you know that's the senior and you can't they call him sir on top. Please sit. No, I'm not sitting. I need fan.
Kyle.
you know your house in don't have fan. There's no light. You can't pay NEPA bill. You can't pay NEPA bill. It's not all of that. So those are the things that it is just human nature, human factors that makes people wear out well in service. Yeah, in the church.
So let me bring this same question to you. You know, as much as she said, serving, people step on you too. Can you share some of your experiences as a leader or as a worker that people have actually stepped and you felt like giving up?
There are many.
Oh man.
There are many. You know, there are some times where you see a need, you see a challenge somewhere and you feel that, okay, I should do this.
Yeah.
And then this thing should be done in this light. And you know that if this thing is not put in place, it will further cause challenges. There are some people in authority that you must have to pass through.
Okay.
You know? And you know the need that this thing has to be done. Then when you now go up there and say, we have to do this, they say, wait. You know, most times they tell you apply. And then when you apply, you know that this thing they are asking you to apply today, let's take for instance, today is Friday.
Okay.
You just have Saturday and it's Sunday. Then they are telling you to apply on a Friday. Imagine that you apply on a Friday. When will they approve it? And you just have, that thing has to be fixed before Sunday service. You know, those things can be very annoying, especially when you don't have the financial power to tackle that. Those things can be very annoying. And at the end of the day, they might say, these guys, why is this thing bad? Not knowing that, these things have been applied for. You know, these things somebody has actually seen this thing that we should do this. But you just see, church is a place where someone once said that in church, everybody is a professional. So somebody can come and say, no, why should we? You know? And this person in question does not have any clue. Does not have any clue, does not understand why this thing should be in this place, why this thing should be in this place. Everybody just brings their opinion. Whether good or bad. No, I think we should do it like this. No, I think we should. This thing is not even nice. Why did they even keep it here? You know, I believe that people should know the place where they should contribute, the area where they should contribute. If it's not your area of specialty, don't contribute. Just say, okay, I think, if this thing is like this, what will happen? Then get to hear from the person who is a professional and know why this thing is done. Don't just say, no, this thing is not here. No, let's do it this way. And you ask the person why. You just say, because it will look nice. You know, they just have different reasons that really don't make sense. So that can be very annoying.
Yeah.
I believe that in church, if you want to contribute, let it be something that you are fully informed. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's, I grew up in an Orthodox church where they didn't have, the church they didn't have much instruments. So when it's convention, we are moving to the next station and then we have to move the instruments from the headquarters to the branch. So now I came back from school one time and there was no arrangement. And this was Thursday already. The convention was starting on Thursday. So I came back from, I was schooling then at Aquapoli. I came back. My dad was not at home. I picked my dad's bike. I loaded the instruments on my dad's bike, used my money, fill the bike, loaded speaker, 2 range in front, 1 range in the front of the bike.
Capacity.
I carried my brother behind and then
the same bike.
I drove. And guess what? When I did, an elder came and asked me, why did you do it? And I began to think, should I answer? Should I not? I'm like, so one of the things I think people do not get into serving God with the right motive.
Yeah.
Yeah. People think, let me just do it so that they will see me. So this is bringing me to this question to you, Ma. What motivated you to serve God? What was that motive that you think, let me serve God? Why should I serve God? Why should I belong here?
Okay, for me, I think I entered into service ignorantly. I wouldn't say that I really knew the reason why I was serving, sincerely. there was no reason. I was just enjoying service.
Wow.
I was just enjoying to the point where I got to the understanding on why someone should serve and why they should not serve. For me, I was just serving. So I grew into serving, and I now grew into knowing why I should serve better. That's for me. So for me, I was just enjoying. And maybe it comes with persons and personalities.
Yeah.
I just know that what is worth doing is what's doing well. And I've come to understand that, and my parents I did not grow up in anywhere other than the church environment. Let's start from there. So I just knew that serving God for me was what gives me joy. So why then do I deprive myself of the joy I have in serving? So I enjoy going for choir rehearsals when I was, younger. I just and my parents did not restrict me. So from school, come back, run back for rehearsals. They call you for this, and I think I was in almost all the units. I dance, I sing. Anything doable, I was there. So I grew up with that spirit, and it was just there. So for me, there was no reason until I got to realize that there are wrong motives and there are right motives. Then I tilted to the right motive, which I will still answer the questions. Okay. For me, I served God to be a give back to what He has done for me. So when I understood the reason why I should serve, I began to serve Him at a give back, a give back system. I know that there is nothing I can actually give this God. Is it the money? I don't have enough. But I just realized that His love is more on my end. So I did it like a return back. For me, my life is for you because you've done this for me, because you've kept me on the right path of life. Because I realized that both not for God, miserable would have been my middle name. Yeah. So I understood it and I served Him with all my heart on the note that this is the little I can give back to you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. This is an amazing time. Oh, guys, I don't know what's your take on this, but why do you think it's worth to serve God in a church? You can join the comment section and comment what you think about this. Let me come back to you, sir. Sir, having seen, currently you are now the youth president of God's House of Refuge. Congratulations once again. Let me remind you. Okay, so in your journey of service, I know that it might have matured into a ministry. Yes, because I think when people serve God, it comes to a time that we are not just doing it as a mere service, it becomes a ministry. So who can we say that this service of yours has helped? Yes, who can we? Because I remember that the service of David graduated to a point that he killed Goliath and he became a king. He became a ministry, a priest. So who have you influenced in your journey of service?
Okay, that's a very good question. That question does not even carry service alone. Leadership has come into it. Now, if there's something you're doing for God and you're doing it with all your heart, you're doing it out of passion and love, there's one thing about passion. It's contagious. So your passion can attract somebody else. Yes, when you're dedicated in service so much, definitely you see somebody that say, I just like this guy. I just want to follow you. I just want to assist you. I've seen, and the truth is that when those people come, it was actually God sending them to you. So most times when they come like that, you don't let them go the same way they came. That's the place of leadership now.
Yeah.
Because your service and your passion attracted these people to you. So now you now have to now bring in leadership to it. How can I influence these people and make them have the understanding why you are? Because most times people don't understand why you are doing the things.
They don't.
Just like,
sometimes
I just like the way this guy does this and does that, I've seen people come and meet me in Plaza when we are doing singles front or doing setup and all the rest. They just say, I just like you. I'm seeing you every Sunday, every first Sunday. I just like the way you're doing it. I had one guy that used to come. He was not a member of God's House of Refuge. So he used to come from his church.
Wow.
Anytime. He actually got my number. He said, sometimes he will call me, especially those days when we don't keep singles front in Plaza. He will call me and say, what's happening? I say, it's happening in church, But that guy saw the passion and wanted to join. He said, I'm not a member of the church, but I know you're meeting here every now. I can be coming for setup.
Wow.
And he got my number. And most times he will even be the one to call me and say, yes, I'm on my way. We are packing equipment to Plaza. He will go to Plaza and wait.
Are you serious?
So you could imagine. So passion, your passion and zeal to serve God can attract people to you. But you see, you have to bring in leadership to it so that when these people come to you, they will have something to go back with. So that somebody will come in contact with you, and while you are doing the work, you are telling the person, you see this and this and this, this, that. The person has your ear.
Yeah.
The person has your ear time. You have the person's ear time.
Yeah.
So at this point, you can easily whisper something into the person's ear, and that will sink.
Seriously.
I don't do that. I do that in church, and I also do that in work. The guys I work with.
I was about to come to this.
Yeah. The guys I work with. So what I'm doing in church, I also do it work. The guys I'm working with, they are working with me. I have their ear time. Why? Because they are working under me. So anything I tell them, they will most likely do. So the same way, you're working with me, I tell them, okay, this we discuss while we are talking. So addressing, I'm pointing out some things in their life. I say, this thing. That's how a guy told me he has not gone to church for 9 months. We're just walking. And then by the time we're walking, talking, interacting, while the work was still going on, he said, sir, I just like you. I just like the way you do things. I just like the way you model your, He said, I've not gone to church yet because of you. I want to go to church.
Wow.
And guess what? That guy came to church.
Influence. Yeah.
When he came to church that day, he called me. He said, I'm in church. Church sweet today, die. He said, come outside, man, I see you. He said, come, I need to buy you chill drink. Church sweet.
Yes.
I was so excited. So you could imagine, whatsoever you are doing, know that people are watching you. And when you're passionate about the thing, you tend to attract people to yourself.
Wow.
And when you attract these people, don't let them go back the same. When they come in contact with you, let them get something from you. I learned from David that David was escaping from Saul, and he went to the cave in 1 Samuel chapter 22, verse 2. Went to escape. He was escaping from Saul when he went to the cave. And then scripture say men that were distressed men that were debtors came to him. They were attracted to him. But you see in 2 Samuel chapter 23, thereabout, Bible started talking about these same men that came. Now they were not distressed men. They were not debtors again. They were now mighty men. Why? Because they saw somebody that was passionate, zealous, and they were attracted to the person. But David did not leave them the same way they came. So that's where you bring leadership to it.
Amazing. Sir, you've talked about how you've always also influenced beyond the shores of the church. So, and I'm truly speaking, I noticed you, as we mentioned before we began this podcast, I noticed you serving God during the Singles Farm Talk.
Okay.
So how has your service in church influenced and give you an edge in the secular world apart from the church? I'll bring the same question to you because I know you have the same thing too.
That's a very good question. I saw a particular video clips on social media, and the person was like, majority of the things we are doing today, we learned it in church, started in church. And if you want to look at it, it's truth. Because most times we start in church. It might not be so good. It might not be so excellent. But the truth is that we trace it back to the church. There are some things I do now. There are some jobs that come my way that I know that this particular one, I started in church. I went to a program that just happened in New York, the experience that happened in New York, and Peterson experience.
Okay.
My joy in that meeting, aside from the fact that we worshiped God and enjoyed His presence, my joy in that meeting was that the key guys that were handling everything technical, they were all my guys.
Wow.
That was my joy, that started in church and all the rest. But the person on the mixer, the person on the light mix, media, I was like, wow, this is good. And that shows that we start in church.
Yeah.
But the truth is that what I will say to everybody out there, church members, don't just start in church and stay there. Your church might not have the sophisticated equipment that is needed out there. So while you're in church starting small, ensure that you upgrade. You work on yourself, you improve. Even if your church does not have the equipment that is needed out there, go on social media, work on yourself, improve your skill. There's one thing I've noticed about church. When church want to upgrade, they look for somebody that is good. If they have to pay the person, they will pay.
They will leave you.
I'm saying that if you refuse to upgrade, you might just be there. You have been working with the analog mixer all this while.
I tell you.
Then the church decided to use a digital mixer.
They
will go and look for some because they don't want to spoil the mixer they spend so much money to get.
Child.
They will look for somebody even if they have to pay. But imagine that while you were using the analog, you were also upgrading, upping your gain. By the time the digital comes, in fact, you are the one that will give them specification.
Yeah.
No, don't get this, get this. So when it comes, they know that they have somebody there. Your place is not being negotiated. So you get. Yeah. So while you're working in church, you're trying to grow from church. Church has given you, church. I don't know how church trusts people like that.
Seriously.
Church can give a novice a very important role to carry, But the truth is that you don't remain the same after you carry.
You don't remain the same, yeah.
So you're supposed to upgrade. So church gives you the platform. It's what you do with the platform that the church gives to you that will determine the outcome of your life. So use it well.
Powerful. Ma coming to you, I've seen that you every Friday there's a Kuko, you sow. Yeah, let me mention that. And then there is the waiting room. Yes. So these are things that you've done beyond the church, and to a large extent there is a great improvement in your life as a person. So how can you give us a brief detail how the church has helped you be a better person beyond the church, and you are a better person in the secular world?
Okay, so people that knows me already knows that a greater percentage of my life is church.
Yeah.
And I did not go to one of the best schools, I would say, apart from University of Calabar, that that one you go to mix up with other people. So my life has been molded around the church. If not that the church has given us the opportunity to, exercise all the giftings we have. Where else would have we gotten them from? So I look at it from my business. I look at my communication skills. I don't know how to respond to you on chat that you cannot buy from me. It's a lie. You just have to buy.
Yeah.
Or let's say just maybe you drop the chat and you not respond. So people already comment on that, and I know that is a specialty that I have. I did not learn it from anywhere. It was from my fellowship, Feka. Let me mention it.
Yeah, of course.
Because it's like a church. It was like a church to me. So that communication skill is there that when you're trying to convict someone, come for fellowship now. The person is not necessarily interested in what you, but that's, the power of the subconscious. I was building up myself.
Yeah.
I didn't know that maybe one day I didn't even envision that, the way I was growing up, the way I was looking like one office girl. I never knew I would now come and have a full-blown business and So that communication skill is there. In fact, you can't call me and I respond to you on phone and it's even when you were angry, when once I talk to you on phone, it's just there. So where they're learning from? It's from church. All those do follow-up calls. Do this, do that. Those are the things that it sounds very simple. It sounds like there's nothing there, but it's building you. Someone is correcting you. No, you don't talk to a first timer like this. Yeah. No, you don't talk. This person doesn't really know God like that. So you don't talk response to this person. Yes. So those things, I think if I had a senior mentor, she's doing, I think she's a manager in, is it a co-bank right now or is the next bank, one of those banks, that she was also telling us that her marketing skill started from the church. You follow up someone that doesn't, you're buying the person into the kingdom.
Yeah.
So that's marketing.
Yeah, very angry.
That's marketing. So so all of these things, you want to grow your business, everything you need is in God. That's the hallmark of it. That every skill you need, come to the church. Like my friend mentioned that, you don't know how to go trust people like that. So you see someone that just finished secondary school and you entrust the person into follow-up unit. That's your major marketing team for the church. And before you know it, the church is growing. Who are the guys doing this thing? Small teenagers are making things happen. And now tomorrow we grow and we become big. Our company is expanding and you're asking where do we learn it from? It's from the church. So another several skills we cannot really mention, but I know that there's nothing I can pin down in my life right now that is not traced back to the church. Is it people management? You are hungry. Someone is telling you he's hungry and you are thinking of how to say it. But at the end, someone needs strength from you, Abby. So you have to say it. So you just know how to manage people. Someone is having anger issues and it's coming from the house to you and he's telling you, I don't like the way my daddy talked to me in the house. This is this. And you're not the kind of person, calm down. Okay, this is that. So you just manage people. But you're 18. Yeah. It can't even be that person is 20 something.
True.
But you are settling it. How many times have people come from their homes to tell us about their family issues and you're advising a wife? You've not met a man. You're advising a wife. It's because the church has given us. So all those things we do, after all the running around, we sit down and we are taught. It enters. So we become better responsibility-wise, we know that we there's something about this, and I said that we grow from here up in the church. That's what the church does for us. It's not about our statue. We just know that we have grown. So our responsibility changes. That so people come to you, ask for advice, and you give. So all of those things are the ones that shapes us. So you go into a secular world and things are going wrong, and you just give one advice, and everybody looking at you. Whoa, our Savior has landed. That's what church does. Because we learn these things, we handle things. What our hands have had, we've seen, we've handled it too. So it's just those are the things that church has helped us. Sincerely, if you're a young person, you've not had the privilege of serving in the church, find one. Don't be that backbencher that, or let me not use the word backbencher. Don't be that person that's warm church seats. You come to church, just touch the seat and see if it's
you just
sit down. After church, you move out, take selfies and go. It will not help you. Join a unit where things are happening. Join a unit where somebody will tell you, I learned how to mop in church. As simple as that. I'm from a home that my mom, like we are much. So before responsibility even reach you, you might be very lazy without knowing. So it was in church. Someone will tell you, pick mop from here to this point. As simple as that. Most of us even learned how to cook in church. All those small meetings, they say, come and your mother might not really have all the time. Maybe when they are cooking, you are sending you to do other things. But in church, an elderly person will tell you, come and stand here. Do like this, put this one. It helps. So I think service for me is a way that God molds people. So if you are embracing service in the presence of God or in the arena of God, it's you're embracing molding for yourself. So God is bringing you to mold. That takes us back to the potter. Because he's the potter. We come to him. He molds us. This is the areas of our life. Is it character building? I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. As an usher, you will see, I mentioned ushering. I am an usher. Yes, I'm a very beautiful one at that. So you will see different forms of deformities in people's character. And all these things comes to test you to know if you're actually strong in this area. So patience, you will learn it.
Okay.
In church, you will learn it. What else? Which business are you doing that you cannot find patience in? You have to.
Yeah.
Is it the way even MTN customer users, when people call you, the way they will rant at you on phone, it takes the patience, if you've not learned it, for you to know how to respond. So all of these things in any spheres of business you do, want to run anything, church has molded us. But I think the part B of your question, I didn't really get it. So if you can trust
you've done justice with
all of
the question already. All right, bringing this podcast to an end, I'll allow Mr. Emmanuel talk to our youth, talk to our young people why they should serve in church and why serving in church, what's it?
All right, very good. Serving in church is very, very much essential if you must grow personally. Just like Mary said, character-wise, it affects your character. It affects every part of your being. You know, it shows that have this mentality, have this mindset that you're not doing it for a man. You're not doing it for your pastor. You're not doing it for your local church, but you service unto God. When you see it that way, you know that imagine that you're doing something and the person supervising you, the person that is looking at you, watching you at that point, is not physically present but can see you. You know, by the time you have this mentality, you know that, anyhow I'm doing it. And we have a God that is not only seeing the work that you are doing, but is also seeing the motive. The intent of the heart. So it's something very, very big, because it's not only what you're doing, but the intent of your heart. Why are you doing it? What made you to do it? Are you doing it to get accolades? Are you doing it to get approval of men? Because the approval we should look for is that one that comes at the end. Well done, thou good and faithful servant. So in whatsoever thing you're doing, don't just be a backbencher like Mary said. Don't just be a backbencher in church. Don't just come to church every Sunday. I see people come to church, dress well, look good, and they only attend service, and after service they take pictures outside and they are gone. You don't have a unit in church that your functioning is very bad. Just like Bible said in the book of Nehemiah, when Nehemiah caught the burden, he went to the people. By the time Nehemiah passed the burden on to the people, guess what? People started coming out. This one saying, I and my family, we are going to handle this side of the wall. We are going to handle this side. Own your own part in the church. That's what happens when you belongs to a unit. You own your own part in the church and ensure that you hold that side firmly. And God would bless you. Your reward will be massive.
Amazing. you hold that side firmly. All right, ma, in 1 minute, talk to our youth. If serving in church, worth it?
It's, dear youths, it's worth it. It starts from there, it's worth it. I will encourage that you serve in church, because I think that's one of the best things that can happen to you. Just have that record that you've served. Like we've said, serve with the right motive. I will list the benefits, but don't focus on the benefits. Just serve. Don't focus on the benefits, so that in case you do first week, second week, and the benefits not rushingly coming to you the way you want, so that you will not, throw off the towel and leave. Just serve. Just serve. How do you serve? You serve by serving. Join a unit. Just be available. Attend meetings. Be available. And by this means, God works on your life. Not one of the benefits that comes to service, that God works on your life. How does He work on your life? He has already said that if we serve Him, He will bless our bread and our water. He will even take diseases out of us in all of those steps. So many things that comes with service. So just serve. Just serve. Join a unit. Just serve. Give your best. It improves you. It approves you tomorrow. Because when the testaments of life comes, that is what they will use for you. Hezekiah was telling God, when they told him he was about to die, he said, God, I beg, remember my service. If not for anything, that's the only thing he was able to bring to the table. Even when you have a place where people will ask you about your life, and you can mention the things you've done, and those are the things that will just speak for you. So please, dear youths, don't be too busy for God. If you must use your strength, use it now for God. As you are jumping up every day from your bed, think of what can you do in your unit. How can you improve? Those things helps our mind to build, it engages our mind to think better. So you just see yourself sitting down thinking of how to advance the kingdom. That's a lot. How would God not think about you? How will angels not suggest to God, this person needs, this prayer this person is talking about is needful. So please serve. That's just all I can say. Serve God. It's peace.
All right. One of the freest place to serve, the institution to serve, and do not pay is the church. There is media department, there is ushering department, there is sound, there is electricity, technical, a lot of them, the choir, how to sing, all of them. So please, do yourself a favor to join a department, and you will testify tomorrow that you did. And the Bible, speaking of a particular king, he said, he did a right thing, but not with a good heart. And please confirm that your heart is aligned with the will of God. And tomorrow, you will testify that you served in church. Thank you for joining us today at Question No Podcast. And we are sure you learned a lot and you did not waste your time. Thank you and bye for now.